I think it's important to realize that tech is really a gateway to a great many other things that we probably never even think of, but it can lead to, I think, some ways of diversifying our otherwise narrow experiences.
There's a wide range of users in the sense that there are people that just want to get something done by Friday. And there are people that want a tool that will allow them to do their life's work. I mean, for Don Knuth, quite literally, tech was a tool written so he could do his life's work. But there are people whose life work is not technical, whose life work is perhaps dance or translation or cooking or social relationships, all manner of things. And we shouldn't require of tech users a uniform level of knowledge and dedication. And we can sort of broaden the community, make an effort to broaden the community, although I'm not quite sure how. One of the biggest things that's happened in the Tech Hour is Kelly Johnson, who's works for the National Oceanographic and Air Atmosphere Administration of the USA, and she's responsible for surveying and maintaining fish stocks in rivers and lakes. And she has to produce statistical reports, and she uses R, the R system for that. And R uses Markdown and has got very good tools for producing simple documents simply and efficiently. And her expertise is not in mathematics, it's not in computer science, it's in biology and ecosystems. And just as we shouldn't require somebody to be a chauffeur or have a chauffeur in order to be able to drive a car, because all they want to do is get from one place to another and pick up their children and get some groceries. So we shouldn't require a knowledge of cat codes in order to use tech. That's my view. So if you asked me 30 years ago, I probably would have been much more of the austere and, well, if you know, a real tech user is somebody who knows this and knows that and knows the other. Well, so what?
You mentioned cooking, Jonathan. I toss in two little anecdotes. One of the first things that Don Knuth did with tech outside writing The Art of Computer Programming was to typeset Jill's, his wife's Jill's collection of recipes, which are on handwritten index cards. And he demonstrated some of these at tech meetings. LaTeX was heavily influenced by the work that Brian Reed had done at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. After he graduated, he was hired by Stanford Research Institute. And one of the things that Brian did as the web became available was establish a mailing list for sharing cooking recipes. So, but Brian's design of the Scribe document system was a very strong influence on Leslie Lamport's work in designing LaTeX, namely that you don't want to describe how to do things, you want to describe what things are, and what they look like should be something that isn't part of your document, but rather is defined somewhere else, such as in a style file for a particular book, a particular document class. And that's a really important lesson. And that idea was certainly recognized by Tim Berners-Lee when he developed HTML at CERN in the early 1990s, the notion that you wanted to have a common markup system that was usable on a variety of platforms, independent of hardware and operating system and programming language, that allowed people to describe what they wanted it to appear as, namely a heading, a table, an italicized phrase, and so on, but not having to get down into the low-level details of exactly how that's done. And I think that's a significant improvement over word processors, where people tend to take the approach of pulling down menus and selecting an action rather than stepping back and saying, what am I really trying to do here?